Hello, welcome to today's lesson on straight line graphs. Our objectives for this session is to make sure that you can complete a table of values so that you can draw a straight line graph and be able to plot positive and negative straight line graphs using those tables of values. Okay, hopefully you find it useful, and let's get on. So we're going to start with how to plot linear graphs. Linear just means straight line, and we need to make sure that we can do all of these things for the exam, because this is one topic that does tend to come up quite a lot. So this is the method we're going to be following. We are going to be following to complete a table of values, plot the coordinates, and then join them up. Okay. So first of all, we're going to look at how to do a table of values. We are going to have a table of values here, like so. They normally provide you that in the exam, but there might be occasions where you have to draw one out yourself. And what we're going to do is we're going to substitute all of these x values into the equation, and that's given in the question, to work out what y is, and that will give us a coordinate. So we're going to start with the positives, and the reason why we're going to start with the positives is because it's easier to do. So I'm going to take my x value as 3, and I'm going to do 2 times 3 to work out y, and that gives me 6. So I'm going to put in my table that my y value is 6. And I'm going to do the same when x is 2. So when x is 2, I'm going to do 2 times 2, which gives me 4. And then I'm going to do the same with 1. I'm going to do when x is 1, I'm going to do 2 times 1, which is 2. I'm going to do the same with 0 as well. And you should, if you continue to do that with all these numbers, you should notice a pattern forming. So you'll notice that we're going down in 2s each time. And then when you've done this, you'll be able to have your coordinates and you can plot your graph. Okay, so I'm going to plot my first one, which is 3, 6, second one, which is 2, 4, third one, 1, 2, and so on. Don't forget to join them up, because if you leave them like this in the exam, they will not give you the final mark. Your final mark is literally joining them all up like so. Now we're going to do another example just to make sure we know exactly what we're doing. So again, we're going to follow our method of complete the table of values and find the coordinates and then plot them. So we're going to start with the positives. So this time my equation is y equals 3x minus 1. So this means I'm going to take my 3, I'm going to do 3 times 3 minus 1. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 taken away 1 is 8. So I've got my y value as 8. Then I'm going to substitute 2 into my equation. So I've got y equals 3 times 2, because that's my new x value, take away 1, which is 5. So y is 5. I'm going to continue with 1. 3 times 1 is 3, take away 1 is 2. And again, you should be able to notice what pattern is forming here. You probably see that each time we're moving along one, we're going down 3. So you can either do 3 times 0, which is 0, take away 1 is minus 1, or you can use your pattern. So I'm going to continue to take away 3 each time, use my pattern because it's quicker. Now you need to plot your coordinates, so plot them as so. Make sure you join them up at the end, and you have your straight line. Obviously, if your coordinates, one of them's going completely in the wrong direction, you know you've done something wrong. Make sure they're all lined up. So it's quite obvious that if your answer looks nice and straight and neat, then you've probably got it correct. So have a little go at this task here. Okay, I want you to draw an axis like the one shown, and here is a table of values that you can use to help you, and there are 2 questions. You've got question 1 and question 2. So you'll probably be able to fit all of question 1 on one axis, and you might have to draw it out again for question 2. So pause the video, have a go, see how you get on. Okay, here are your answers for the tables. I haven't drawn out the graphs But if you've got the coordinates correct in the table, then you've probably got them correct on your diagram as well. We're now moving on to plotting linear graphs that are negative. Now the negative means that the graph is going to switch direction, which means your line is going to be going the other way to what we've previously drawn. So the method hasn't changed here. We are still going to be using a table of values and substituting them in. And we're still going to start at the positives. Okay, so I'm going to take my 3, start with that. I'm going to do y equals minus 2 times 3. And you need to remember about your negative multiplication. Minus 2 times 3 is minus 6. So that means that minus 6 is going to go in my table. For the next one, I'm going to do minus 2 times 2, which is minus 4. And then I'm going to do minus 2 times 1, which is minus 2. And I'm going to continue by either looking at my pattern, okay, which as you can see is increasing by 2 every time. So I can either do minus 2 times 0, which is 0, or I can look for my pattern and I'm going to end up with 2, 4 and 6 as my final 3. And just remember, I've put here in the black box that if, for example, you're doing x was minus 3, minus 2 times minus 3 gives you positive 6 because 2 negatives make a positive. And again, you should be pretty confident by now in terms of plotting coordinates. Plot them all as you go along. And as you can see, the line is going in the opposite direction to what it was before. Let's do another example. And again, we're going to be plotting the line y equals minus 2x minus 3. Still a negative, still the same method. So I've got my table of values. I'm going to start with my positive. And this time I'm going to be doing, for my x value of 3, I'm going to be minus 2 times 3, subtract 3. Now just remember, minus 2 times 3 is minus 6. If we're taking 3 away from that, that gives us minus 9. So you need to remember you're moving down the number line. Again, for the second one, when x is 2, we've got minus 2 times 2, which is minus 4. Take away 3, so go down again, is minus 7. And again, for the third one, we've got x is 1, so we've got minus 2 times 1, which is minus 2. Take away 3, minus 5. And now I'm just going to stop substituting in. I'm going to look for a pattern, and I can see that it's going up in 2s every time. So if 2 up from minus 5 gives me minus 3, and I've got minus 1, 1 and 3. And now I can plot my coordinates as so, and they all fit nicely in a straight line, and I'm going to get all my marks. So again, have a little try on the task, draw out your axes. Again, like before, you've got question 1 and 2. Have a go at these questions, pause the video and see how you get on. So here are your answers for both questions. And like before, as long as you've got the values in the table correct, then you're probably going to have your graphs correct as well. So thank you for tuning in and watching the video. I hope it's helped you revise doing straight line graphs and given you enough practice to really make sure that you're confident on it. Tune in for my next video soon on gradients and y-intercepts, which is linked very strongly with this, and I hope it helped. See you soon. Bye.